AVC Sports and 107.9, 98.5 NASH Icon present high school basketball. Now let's go courtside for tonight's game.
Meet John Valentine, owner of Valentine Insurance. His new office is located at 739 Southgate Parkway in Cambridge. John brings 20 years of insurance knowledge to his friends and clients. Valentine Insurance is your local independent insurance agency that is dedicated to protecting you and providing the industry's best customer service. Whether you're in the market for commercial or residential, auto, home, health, or life, Valentine Insurance can provide coverage for all. They're professional, courteous, reliable partners you can count on. Valentine Insurance open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Evenings by appointment.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to high school basketball tonight on NASH Icon 107 and streaming live on YRPtv. It is high school basketball. We are at Maysville High School. We'll be taking on the new Lexington Panthers tonight, an all-Panther game. Bill Kafuri tonight with Brandon Hannis in the house. And a few minutes here before game time, Brandon, we'll get a chance to talk a little bit about how both teams got here at Maysville at 16-1. Undefeated in the MVL. New Lexington struggling after a successful football season, struggling through the basketball season, 3-14 winless in the league. These two teams did play earlier in January at New Lexington in a game that was controlled by Maysville throughout, and they won 72-30. But, you know, late in the season, do you take a team for granted a little bit after you've beaten them that bad?
I think this Maysville team won't, just because of their build. But it would be very difficult as a coach to kind of get them going, especially after, you beat Lutheran East on Sunday and you had a game with Crooksville last night. But I think these guys will be ready to go. They're just excited every time they take the floor.
Yeah, they are playing at a different level. Had a chance to talk to Coach Brown a little bit before the game, and I asked him, I said, you've been rolling again after last year and continued through this season. You've challenged yourself a little bit. What more can you do to get better? And typical coach is like, well, we could play better defense. We need to play better defense. And, we can score, yeah, but we need to play better defense.
Yeah, I mean, Dave knows what these guys need to do to get to their ultimate goal. Obviously, they won the state title last year. Their goal is to defend that state title. And if you're going to win at that level, you got to be good on both ends. And, their offense obviously is, very fine-tuned. But, their defense probably always has a little bit they could get better at.
You're listening to our pregame show brought to you tonight by Valentine Insurance. And as we get a little bit deeper into the pregame here, we'll take a look at the starting lineups and some of the keys to tonight's game. But certainly for, if you're one of those guys on Maysville's bench down there towards the end, you got to be thinking, I'm going to get some minutes in tonight a little bit. But the starters just like to play basketball, and they want to get out there and get their shots up. It's a tough thing for a coach to say, what's that point where I can call the dogs off?
Yeah, exactly. And I think, especially for Maysville, knowing what that run is, knowing the intensity they played on Sunday, then you played last night. 3 games in 4 days. You want to get your guys out there, get their shots up, but you also don't want to wear them down too much, knowing that you still have, a couple weeks left in the regular season before the real season starts for these guys.
Take a look now at our keys to the game, brought to you by TK Auto Service. Certainly for, Maysville has tried to get into the tempo that they like to be into. They like to get it up and down the floor, and they'll take that deep 3 too. But if they can get out and beat you off defense, they're going to score a lot that way.
Yeah, I think that's what they want to do. They want to just get to the rack, and then, you get so worried about the paint. That's when they hit you with the threes, and, they're just so balanced. It's hard to stop just one guy because the other 4 can hurt you.
What's New Lex got to do to stay around tonight and keep us a little closer than most people think?
They're going to have to take advantage of every possession. Like I said, they can't turn the ball over. They're going to have to go to their big man, Eli Stevens. I think you got to feed him and try to get some easy baskets early. You got to get some confidence. If you come out here and they're up, Maysville races out to a 12, 14-point lead, then it's going to be a long night for New Lex.
New Lex likes to play a physical style, and if the game can be physical, do you think they can hang around a little longer?
I think they can make it, an interesting game for a half if they're able to kind of play their tempo. I just think, Maysville's so good, they can get you out of what you want to do, even if you are ahead by a few points early on.
We want to thank our sponsors for tonight's contest: Doan Ford, Village Hardware and Rental, West 40 Auto Sales, Ohio Children's Trust Fund, Bicon Services, Great Clips, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Abel's Electric Heating and AC. Need that heating this time of year. Allwell Behavioral Health Services, Dutro Ford, Lincoln, and Nissan. Absolute One, Window Tinting, and Shriver's Pharmacy. We're going to step out for a minute or two. We'll be back, take a closer look at tonight's starting lineups right after this.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Hi, Mark Kelly here with Icon Services, wishing all the local teams good luck as they dribble their way down the courts to a successful and exciting basketball season. As you're stepping back for that three-point shot in the fourth, we can be in the background helping plan your projects for that first period, getting your business ready for that big project win in 2026. With that, have a safe and competitive season, and remember Icon Services as your sole source for commercial and industrial construction projects.
At Abel's, we're proud that so many people trust our family with their family's home comfort. I'm Russ Abels. For new heating and cooling, you can trust us to save you money with our high-efficiency systems. We're trusted for electrical work, lighting, outlets, generators, complete home electrical service upgrades. We do it all. And you can trust us in an emergency. Whether it's heating, cooling, or electrical repairs, we promise to do the job right. It's what we do for family, and it's what everyone deserves. Trust Abels.
You're listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 NASH Icon, WILE Cambridge.
Welcome back to Maysville High School. Bill Kafuri, Brandon Hand is tonight in our pregame, brought to you by Valentine Insurance. Time for our Sarah Wickerham State Farm starting lineups. We'll take a look at the home team. Maysville Panthers is 16-1, undefeated in league play. And of course, everybody wants to know how many is Gator going to put up tonight. He's averaging about 23 a game, but he'll get the start. The 6-foot senior, and a lot of seniors in this lineup, joined tonight by 5'10 junior Gavin Ferguson, Cade Rock, a 6'4 senior, along with Jordan Watson, a 6'3 senior, and then Landon Iden getting the start tonight, another 6-foot senior. As you said a few minutes ago, we were talking even off air. Every one of those guys could light it up for double digits or 20 or more.
Oh, yeah. That's the crazy part. I've seen very few lineups like that.
They average as a team 40% on their threes outside the arc. And if you put them at the line, they hit 3 out of every 4 or more. So you pick your poison, right? Inside or outside.
Exactly. They hurt you at all three levels, man. It doesn't matter.
For the New Lexington Panthers at 3-14, 0-12 in the MVL. They'll start Tanner Toth, 5'10 junior. Lane Ratliff, 6-foot senior. He's averaging 11 a game. Hudson Gardner, 5'8 freshman. Paul Stinson, 6'2 senior. And Eli Stevens, 6'4 junior, who has a 13-point per average. And size-wise, when you look at it on paper, it looks like New Lex can match up a little bit. But, you know, the athleticism and certainly, as we said a little while ago, the depth could be a problem.
Yeah, I think that's where, just like looking at New Lex warming up, I mean, the starting five, outside the freshmen, the other guys were big players last year, but I'm not sure they have a lot off the bench. As for Maysville, I think those guys come off the bench with a little bit of fire and excitement, and they want to just keep going what the starters do for them.
And we did discuss a little bit about the defense that Maysville can put on you, and if they want to make it a full court or trap you a little bit and get the speed of the game up. But certainly tonight, New Lexington has to try to control some tempo a little bit, not let it get out of control.
Yeah, I mean, New Lex is going to have to find a way to break the press when Maysville gets after them, and they're going to have to be able to have good possessions. I mean, and they're going to have to find quality shots. If you start just trying to chuck threes and match Maysville with threes and you're not making them, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, we watched the JV game for a little bit, and it got out of control early, and Maysville jumped out to an early lead and ran away with that one, 72-19, and very similar style game. They, if you want the young kids to play like the old guys, you got to teach them that, and certainly the Maysville JVs had that going tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Dave Brown has done here. He's really built that program from the bottom up. I mean, these are all homegrown kids. They have all been playing together since they were 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and you can see that on the floor with their just trust and the way they just know how to play off each other.
You've been around a little while, as have I, maybe a little longer than you, but I was talking to Dave a little before the game, and I said, hey, I remember a skinny kid at Coshocton High School a long time ago that could light it up. I said, you know any of these guys look like that? He said, I think they're all better than me.
Yeah, I mean,
how quickly he forgets.
Yeah,
he could light it up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was part of Coshocton's heyday there. I mean, him and the Taylor brothers. I mean, they had some really good teams back when I first got here, and I didn't get to see them as often when they weren't in the MVL, but I mean, they have a very similar style to what he played in high school, and they've probably been able to hone it and even be better just because the way the game's changed over the years.
You listen to our pregame brought to you tonight by Valentine Insurance. I want to thank some of our in-game sponsors tonight as well. All of our free throws brought to you by the Kemp Insurance Agency. So if I happen to forget, 3-pointers, courtesy of the Allen Hunter State Farm Agency. Timeout tonight, might be a couple of those. The Zimba companies. All of our scoreboard updates from Southeastern Ohio Credit Union in our post-game. Great clips, great plays of the game. And we'll also have a player of the game tonight by Lock 9 Pizza, sponsored by them for the outstanding Maysville player. It's about time for our national anthem, and that's sponsored by the Byesville VFW Post 3760. So hang in there with us, and we'll keep you updated on all of that stuff. Reminder, tonight's game brought to you on the radio at NASH Icon 107.9 and 98.5. Also streaming live the video on YRPtv, your favorite ABC stations.
Tonight's officials are Mr. Johnny Kimball.
They got a local guy on the officiating crew.
And Mr. Terrence White. At this time, we ask you to please rise if you are able. And gentlemen, kindly remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, brought to you by Byesville VFW, Post 3760. Just moments away from the starting lineups. We'll hit those again for you as they introduce them. But not a packed house tonight, but, you know, for a cold night in February, not too bad either.
Well, I was going to say, the parking lot was really full. I thought there'd be more people in here when I walked
exactly.
in. But
had to park a block away.
Maybe these people are saving their money for the tournament trail. So.
I think it might be a wise choice. It could be a deep run once again for Maysville.
And now for the starting lineup.
Starting lineups once again. We'll start with New Lexington in the road black uniforms, orange trim. Tanner Toth, 5'10" junior. Good speed and quickness there as well. Lane Ratliff, 6' senior. And he, you know, these guys, you watch them come out there and you think football, and you should think football because they were outstanding football players and got that football built and the physicality as well. Hudson Gardner, just a freshman at 5'8", crack in the starting lineup. Along with Paul Stinson, 6'2" senior.
Yeah, I mean, they got guys that know how to play.
And Eli Stevens, 6'4". And again, when you look at the size of Stevens and certainly Stinson, if New Lexington can stay patient and work the half-court game and make Maysville play a little defense and not rush shots, they can stay around here a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, be interested to see what their take is. I think that's what they got to do. You got to be able to be patient, run the clock, and run your offense. If you start throwing up what Maysville wants you to throw up, you're going to be in a hole real fast.
You can't match that kind of athleticism and certainly the basketball IQ that Maysville has in the home whites tonight. They've been on the road so much this year trying to play top competition. They haven't been home quite as much lately.
Yeah.
Jordan Watson, 6'3" senior, 14 points a game. He can knock down the three as well. I don't think there's a guy on the bench for anybody on the Maysville side who can't shoot threes when they get to the gym.
I know. They almost walk into the door and they can just shoot the three.
Jordan, a great free throw shooter as well at 88%. Run by Gator Nichols at 23 a game, and he can light it up outside and at the line. Dan Rohrig, if you're waiting to see if he's going to play tonight, I guess Coach Brown's going to hold him out with a bit of an ankle or leg injury. So a game that they can probably get by without having him on the floor.
Well, that's a good chance for Gavin Ferguson to get his feet underneath him. I mean, he's usually their sixth man, so we'll see what he can kind of contribute to the starting five tonight, because this will be his opportunity to shine a little bit.
Cade Rock, 6'4" junior, along with Landon Iden. And as you said, Gavin Ferguson, the lone junior out there.
Yeah, they're an experienced team too. I mean, it's not often that you win a state title and you bring everyone back, but that's what Maysville did.
Stinson in the center circle for New Lexington. I just can't say Panthers tonight. That's why nobody wanted to have this job tonight. Panthers versus the Panthers.
Yeah,
Rock.
That was a challenge in the paper. We had to write Maysville New Lex. You couldn't write Panthers.
There you go. Ball's up. Both guys missed it the first time, but Rock got a piece of it, and Nichols will start things out. Extended man by New Lexington. Back out on top. Nichols looked at the three. And tight defense. Right up on him. Hudson Gardner forced the turnover. So first turnover of the night against, you were just going to watch the game, weren't you? I was going to make you keep stats.
No, I forgot I haven't had to keep stats in such a long time, but Maysville doesn't usually turn the ball over much either.
From the right corner, the three by Stinson off the mark. Nichols will pull it down and push it across half court. Down the lane, Iden lost the handle on it. Loose ball on the floor. Toth recovers the fumble. Back to Ratliff. Still no score. Nearly a minute in. Stevens. To the corner. Gardner off the dribble, foul line, and into the paint. Trying to go up underneath. Puts up the lob. That one banged around and knocked off the back of the standard and chased down and retained by New Lex. And they'll call the jump ball, and that will also go New Lex's way. Still no score.
Well, this is what New Lex has to do on the defensive end. Now they got to find a way to get a little bit of offense.
Scrapping a little bit. Ratliff off the high pick. Keeps the dribble alive, pulls up. Long two that comes up a little short. And Stevens keeps it alive, knocks it off of one of the Maysville players, and it'll be another possession for New Lexington here. 6:40 left opening period, still 0-0. Ratliff on the trigger. Out to Stinson. Swings it left side. Toth. Inside feed, and Stevens with the wraparound lays it up and in. And the early lead to New Lex. Nichols to Watson. Outside the arc. Back to the top. Nichols. Watson kick out. Iden from the left corner. Cha-ching. 3-2. Couple of minutes in. Man-to-man, full court pressure. Out on top, Ratliff working against Nichols. Keeping him pretty far away from that arc. Kicks it to the corner. Gardner's three. Off the mark, tapped and touched last by New Lex. It will be Maysville ball leading by a point.
Yeah, I mean, New Lex is staying patient. They're running their offense, but you gotta score if you want any chance to make this interesting, even for a quarter.
Watson hard down the lane. Slash to the hoop, kicks it off the glass and in. He made a tough shot look pretty easy.
They're just so smooth. I mean, I think that's what makes them so fun to watch, is they make everything look easy.
Ratliff pull-up jumper outside the arc. Cha-ching. 5-5. Watson asking for some space. Gives it up. Ferguson trying to bang his way inside. Nothing going on in there. To Nichols on the baseline. He'll take the fade away, and that one rims in and out. Stevens with the rebound and a tie ball game at the 5-minute mark. Ratliff up the left side. He'll go a little deeper for that three, off the mark, but rebound, stick back. And Stevens just coming down the lane. Nobody got a body on him. New Lex with the early lead again, 7-5. Baseline move. Ferguson cut off there and stepped on the end line. And Maysville will turn it over again. Lexington just keeping them out of the comfort area.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing real good defense on them, not giving a lot of space, and they're going to make you earn everything.
Ratliff works against Iden, gets the pick across the timeline. Out on top. Hands it up, ball knocked away, and they're going to call the reach in. First foul of the night, Landon Iden. 4:25 here in the opening period, 7-5, New Lex. Stenson gets it in, Stevens, and now Ratliff between the circles. Works off the pick, kicks it to Stenson, inside feed Stevens, kisses it off the glass and in. His 6th point of the period. 4-point advantage. Watson the other end. Nice head and shoulders fake. Goes all the way in and one. Chance for the 3-point play here. Jordan Watson, 88% free throw shooter. Cannot connect on the first one. The broadcaster jinx is what that is. 9-7. Pressure in the backcourt. Steal and basket. Ferguson. Credit Rock with the steal. Again, Maysville with the trap in the backcourt. New Lex handles it. Pull-up jumper. Toth from 10. Can't get it to go. Watson will chase it down in the corner. 9-9 with 3.5 to go. Watson cut off on his way to the hoop. And cut off on the baseline. That time, Iden trying to get down the baseline, and there'll be a foul again on New Lexington. Stenson with one, Toth with one. Inbound to Watson. Left side. Ferguson, 3. Off the mark, rebound, stick back, yes. Iden. He's got 5 early points. And Maysville with their first lead of the night, 11-9. Again, tight pressure on Ratliff. He'll walk it across Iden. At arm's length. Over to Toth. Back out on top. Gardner calling for help now. Ratliff. Back to Gardner. A lot of standing around this time down by New Lex. Get it to Stevens. He's been the guy inside and out. Trying to back his way down the lane. Spins in the paint, puts it up. Nice little floater, but short. Watson will pull it and push it across half court. Down the lane, kick out. Corner 3 by Iden. Cha-ching. His second 3. 49% outside the arc. He don't take a lot, but he does make them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's crazy to shoot that well from outside, no matter what level you're at.
14-9. After an early deficit, Maysville jumps on top. Toth faked the three, takes it to the hoop, got everybody airborne, knocks it in and one. 2:08 left here in the opening period, 14-11. Maysville, Toth with a free throw to try to draw a little closer.
What'd you say, they had 30 the first time out? They already have 12, or 11. I jinxed them. I was getting ready to give them 12.
Yeah, that one off the back of the heel. Nichols in the right corner trying to get space, and Ratliff with a hand check picked up the foul. Third team foul on New Lexington, and the first substitution of the night, Kate Pickrell, 6'3" senior in for Maysville, replaces Ferguson. Out on top, Pickrell lost the handle, and Toth will take it coast to coast and draw contact and head to the line again. Could not knock down the Pickrell caught up with him. Might have got a piece of that one, but he got man too.
Yeah, I was going to say, but New Lex is really not giving them a lot of space, and they've been able to get 4 turnovers so far, which, it's hard to turn Maysville over a lot, but New Lex has done that early.
Second team foul, Toth back to the line. Again, off the back of the heel. .152 opening period, 14-11. Maysville make it 12 as Toth splits the pair. Nichols quickly into the half court. Has not scored so far in this quarter. Watson used up a dribble to Nichols. Gardner cuts him off out on top. Step back three from deep range. Cha-ching! Right on cue. Say he doesn't score, he must have heard something. Huh?
That's to say, it don't take him long to get back on the board if he's scoreless.
One shot and made. 17-12. Ratliff, right side. Stevens trying to back his way down again. Spins to the left hand, and they'll call the travel. Good defense inside. Rock trying to keep the big guy from getting much closer and made him travel that time. 5-point lead. Maysville. Watson to the line this time after the foul. I think Stenson might have got him, and if he did, it's his second. Indeed.
Well, Maysville does such a good job at drawing contact, too, when they do go into paint. I mean, they get you off your feet, they get you a little too close, and then they're able to lean in, and they just do such a good job getting that extra shot.
Watson knocks this one in. Sam Roop into the game for the first time tonight for New Lex. Little size at 6'5". Watson trying to get a streak going here at the line and knocks 2 in a row in. He's got 6 points in the opening period, 19-12. Maysville on top. Full court pressure against Ratliff across the timeline and into a trap. Lost the ball, got it back. Looking for a teammate to help him out. Skips it across in the corner to Toth. 3 ball way short by Roop. As the rebound comes off loose on the ground, and timeout taken by New Lex. All of our timeout tonight brought to you by the Zemba Companies. 3-pointers courtesy of the Allen Hunter State Farm Agency, and all the free throws, Kemp Insurance Agency. I'm catching up on all the stuff I didn't read when it happened. So.
Well, it's hard to do the threes when you're playing, doing a Maysville game, but Maysville's 3 for 4. Like I said, they're very efficient when they're out there, and New Lex is 1 for 5 from the outside. And when you kind of start falling in love with the game Maysville plays, if you're not making the threes, you're in a tough spot.
Southeastern Ohio Credit Union scoreboard update, 19-12 Maysville. I want to thank our sponsors tonight, bringing you tonight's stream and broadcast. Doan Ford, West 40 Auto Sales, Lycon Services, Greg Clips, and Shriver's Pharmacy. New Lex trying to feed it inside to Stevens. He had some space, but the pass skipped past him and out of bounds. Turnover back to Maysville. So a timeout used up that time to get a turnover. 39 and counting in this opening period. Maysville fell behind early, but they've been hot in the second half of it. Nichols trying to feed it to the high post, goes to Iden in the corner. He'll close out his three. Watson, one-on-one, works against Roop, gets in the paint. Kick to the corner. Iden three from the right side, touching his third of the period. Has 11 early points, and Maysville on top by 10. Rattler to Stevens. He'll take the deep three. Touching the big guy from downtown. And we head to the end of the period. Maysville on top 22-15 will step out. More high school hoops coming up on NASH Icon and YRPtv right after this.
You're listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 NASH Icon.
Looking to upgrade your ride or home with sleek professional tinting? Absolute One Window Tinting on Maple Avenue in Zanesville is your local expert. Our team specializes in automotive, residential, and commercial tinting that keeps you cool, protects interiors, and adds privacy with a flawless finish. We use high-quality films designed to last, giving you style and function you can trust. From cars to storefronts, Absolute One delivers precision and care every time. Call 740-819-1642 or stop by Maple Avenue today.
Back in Maysville High School, one quarter in the books, 22-15. Maysville with a flurry of threes. Landon Iden, 3 of them in that opening period. He's got 11. Eli Stevens, not to be outdone there. He's got 9, knocking down a 3 near the buzzer. Bunch of Allen Hunter State Farm threes, 4 for the Maysville Panthers and a couple for the New Lexington Panthers. Both teams shooting the ball pretty decent here early.
Yeah, Maysville was 8 of 10. That's very efficient. They had 4 turnovers, which I'm sure Dave Brown taught them after the quarter break. But New Lex was 6 of 13. I mean, they were efficient. That's what you have to be. But, Maysville just a little bit more efficient.
Nichols to Watson in the high post. He'll square up against Stevens, trying to get some space there. Spins down the lane, lost the handle, kicked out of bounds by Stevens. But got a little help there. They collapsed on Watson. Watson, if he could get some space, he does have that good quick first step. And on the lob, unable to knock it down, but Stevens put hands on him, and that'll be a foul on New Lex and send Watson back to the line. He was 2 for 3 there in the first period. Part of his 6 points. Stevens picks up his first foul. Watson in the rhythm now. 3 out of 4 tonight. Has another one coming up, 23-15. Maysville. Second one, all net. As Stenson will check back in. Roop back to the bench. Stenson with 2 fouls. Has to be a little careful. 24-15. Maysville on top. And again, shadowing defense all the way up the floor and into a half-court trap. Ratliff sees it coming. Works to the left. Stenson in the corner. They'll trap him there and dribbles it out of bounds off his foot. Maysville picking up the defensive intensity just a little.
Yeah, they just do a good job of taking advantage of you when you're in a bad spot. They trapped Stenson in the corner and he had nowhere to go.
Ferguson lost the handle, got it back, hands it off to Nichols. Back out on top, Watson against Stevens. Trying to find space there, kicks it to the corner. Ferguson 3 ball off the back of the rim, long rebound down to Stevens. And he'll try to work his way across the half-court stripe. Big guy showing some ball skills against Watson. Hands it off Ratliff, right side. Toth now, feed inside to Stevens. Nichols trying to gauge which way he's going to go. Look for the double team. Kick out to the corner. Toth for 3. That one long. Stevens got the rebound. Wraps it around. Couldn't get it to go. On the reverse layup, Watson with the pull and the push. Back outside. Nichols deep 3. Off the rim and chased down inside by Toth. Nobody's made a field goal here in the first minute and a half. Ratliff pull up three. That one hard off the glass. Watson another rebound. Out ahead. Ferguson. Feed inside Llewellyn, who snuck into the game on us. Back to Iden. Works his way through defenders. Nice scoop up and off the glass. And Landon Iden picks up where he left off. His 13th point of the night. 11-point Maysville lead. Stinson inside feed. Stevens through a double team and slapped out of bounds. Roop will step back in. Stevens will get a break. Working the big guy a lot inside on both ends.
Oh, yeah, and as I say, especially the double teams they put on him here late in the first and early in the second quarter, they're just not giving him any space, and he's going to be the guy that's going to beat you.
Ratliff gets it into Stinson. His three off the mark. Rebound. Tapped out, controlled by Ferguson. Nice spin move down the lane. Lost the handle. They'll leave him open. He'll just take the shot and knock it down. Okay. Defense totally dropped off of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's like, oh, I'm not open. I'll take it. And he made it.
5.5 mark, 28-15, Maysville. Ratliff, top of the key. Stinson in the corner, trying to feed it to Roop. He's got it. Got the defense in the air, goes up, lays it in left-handed. His first hoop of the night. Watson pull up three. That one a little strong. Comes down to Toth, and they'll call the reach in. Going Llewellyn. His first, team second of the period.
They didn't give Eli much of a break there. They brought him right back in.
No.
I mean,
come in, get some water, get back out there.
I think if they're trying to keep close, that's who they got to keep in there.
He's got a nice touch inside. If you can get him some touches in the paint. 28-17. Maysville lead. Watson with a hand. Got a couple of hands on him and got away with that one out on top. And Ratliff on the side there. Looked like he stepped on the sideline. Another New Lex turnover. And Owen Larimer comes in, 6'4" senior. Get a fresh body inside on the big guy. Nichols, just 3 points so far tonight, early on. To the corner, three-pointer by Rock. Cha-ching. 31-17, inbounds pass. Got loose, Ferguson picks it up to Watson. And he'll use a nice soft touch to lay it up and in. His 10th. Intense backcourt pressure by Maysville. Trapping Stevens, trying to go over the top. Gets it into the half court and Toad. Cut off on the baseline, kick out. Stevens, long three. Cha-ching, guys. Got a touch. His second three of the night. And Rockhold with the travel. Put a little shake and bake on the corner. Seems like, you know, you watch him go up and down and it looks like New Lex is hanging in there. Then you take a peek at the scoreboard and they got a 13-point deficit. So
that's what I mean. Maysville could just score on you so fast, and you almost get lulled to sleep. But you're thinking it's a close game, and you look up and, like I said, they're up comfortably.
Under 4 minutes left here in the first half. 33-20, Maysville. Stevens against Rock, trying to bang his way inside, feeds it to Roop. Roop with the left hand, and could not get it to drop, but will head to the line and shoot two. That's Larimer's first, team second. Roop will shoot two.
I mean, they are letting them play tonight.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, they're
a lot of hand checks as Roop cannot get the first one to roll in.
And I do feel like as you get deeper in the tournament, they do let that play. And so maybe as, you know, we get into February here, they're just getting the teams prepared for what they're going to see.
Tournament mode. Second one is good. 33-21. Maysville with the lead and the ball. Pull up by Watson, top of the key. Cha-ching. Set a nice pick there to keep Stevens away from him. Watson will knock it down. And we'll get a quick 30 timeout. And with that, we'll thank our sponsors here tonight. Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Abel's Electric Heating and AC, Dutro Ford, Lincoln, Nissan, Absolute One Window Tinting, and Allwell Behavioral Health Services. Like the Maysville Panthers struggled early getting that good look outside, but boy, everybody's starting to light it up now.
Yeah, once they find a rhythm, it's hard to get them out of it. I mean, you know, I have them, 6 of 9 from behind the arc right now, and I think that's what the difference is, you know, I mean, New Lex has made 3 threes, but they're, you know, 3 of 11, and Maysville's 6 of 9, so that efficiency adds up, and then they're able to get to the foul line and make their free throws. I mean, they're 4 for 5, New Lex is 2 for 5, so those are the little things that Maysville does that if you're not doing them, that's how that deficit grows real fast.
Coming out of a Zemba Company timeout. 36-21, Maysville back into some full court pressure. Here comes a trap on Ratliff right at half court. Stevens comes up to help him out. Now they'll trap him. He'll give it up to Toth, and he stepped on the sideline. You see that trap coming, and Toth that time didn't have spatial awareness.
Yep, and Maysville does a good job of giving you enough space to where they're not like on top of you, so it's not a foul. And that's what I think a lot of people get mad about, but they just play the game right.
Ferguson to Nichols, back to Ferguson, spots the 3, cha-ching, wow. Ferguson's first 3 of the night, third 3 of the period, brought to you by Allen Hunter State Farm. More trap in the backcourt. Ratliff splits the pair. Up ahead, Carter Whidden into the game for the first time tonight for New Lexington. Ratliff down the lane to the left hand, and foul called before he got to the hoop. Yep. Foul's on Larber, his second. Third on Maysville. Toth on the trigger. Gets a Ratliff. Foul line extended, and that one off the mark. Watson again pulls it down, pushes it up the floor, and that one tapped out of bounds. Trying to get to Ferguson in the corner. And it will stay Maysville ball with 2:36 left here in the half. Gator Nichols on the trigger. Looks inside to Rock. Right back to Nichols. Ratliff chests him up there. To Iden. His move down the lane off the mark. Toth pulls it down and hands it off with 2:24 to go. Here comes that double team. Ratliff trying to beat it up the sideline. Tried to hand it off to Stevens. Couldn't get it to him. Ferguson will just take the open 3. Bullseye. Ferguson's second 3 of the period. And just like that, they've doubled them up, 42-21. Stevens to the corner. Roop wide open. He'll take a look at a 3. Watson will clear out, pull down the rebound, lead the fast break the other way. Gets it back, top of the key, puts it on the floor. To Rock in the corner, open 3 for him. Ferguson trying to hold on to that rebound, stepped out of bounds with it. It goes back to New Lex with 1:44 to go. And just like that, a flurry of 3s, and the game has gotten out of hand.
Yeah, they're just that blitz, man. Like, you just don't expect it all of a sudden, boom, it's like, what happened?
Ratliff up ahead to Roop. Gave it up on the corner, tried to get it back through his hands. And stolen away again. Nichols pull up 3. Off the back of the rim. And the rebound by Stevens, and a timeout taken by New Lex. And I think Coach Durr thinking the same thing we are. This thing's gotten away from them a little bit. So,
I mean, obviously you come in, you kind of know what you're up against as New Lex, especially a team that's just been, you know, you're trying to find a way to build some momentum into the postseason. Maybe you can make a little surprising run down there. But yeah, that's the thing is, I thought they've kind of been able to do their game plan. They just haven't been able to hit shots. And if you're not making shots, in Maysville is just very efficient when they are. And that's how you get to a 21-point deficit when, you know, coming into the quarter, they were down 7. And it was really a back and forth first quarter.
Another Zemba Company timeout. This one taken by New Lexington. They trail at 42-21. Your Southeastern Ohio Credit Union scoreboard update. Just a minute 29 left here in the first half of action. Maysville 4 threes in the first period. They've added another 4 in this second period to bust things wide open. Only a couple of field goals for New Lexington in this period. Struggling in the backcourt to beat pressure up ahead now. Stevens into the half court. He'll pull up and take a 3. Hadn't missed before that one. Rebound tapped out. Ferguson controls it for Maysville. Over to Nichols. He'll slash to the hoop. Kiss it off the glass. Can't get it to go. Got his own rebound. Feeds it to Rock down the lane. Back out on top to Nichols. Off the high pick to the corner. Watson open for 3. That one tapped around. Controlled by New Lexington. And here comes Ratliff, 49. And they'll just continue to trap in the backcourt. And Ratliff with the heads-up play just bangs it off a defender. He could see no teammates and no space.
Yeah, I mean, if they hadn't just called a timeout, they probably would have used one there. But
inbounded. Ratliff gives it up. Whidden up ahead to Toad. Left side, Roop, same spot he shot a 3 a moment ago. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound inside by Paul Neely. Whidden cut off by Rock. Back out on top to Roop. And stepped on the half-court stripe over and back to call with 16 seconds left. (42-21). Maysville will have a chance for the last look here in the first half. Nichols spin to the right baseline. 5 on the clock. They'll give him space. Couldn't get the step back. Finds Watson for 3. Touching. Jordan Watson's second 3 of the period. He's got 16, and the Maysville Panthers will take a 45-21 lead to the halftime break. Stay tuned. Stat, scoring, and more coming up here from our game of the night on NASH Icon 107.9, streaming live on YRPtv. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
From the Ohio News Network, this is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Hoops. Now here's your host, Eric Reeser.
It won't be announced until March, but the resumes are already being worked on for Mr. and Miss Basketball in the Buckeye State. It's the award given at the end of the high school basketball season for the best boys and girls high school basketball player. It's voted on by members of the Ohio Prep Sports Media Association. The last Mr. Basketball from Central Ohio was Pickerington Central's Devin Royal back in 2003. It's been even longer for a Miss Basketball winner out of the area. Brookhaven's Brittany Hunter won the award back in 2003. Dave Papura will be my guest. He covers Central Ohio sports at the Columbus Dispatch. We'll discuss who's making a case for 2026 for Mr. and Miss Basketball in the Buckeye State. That's next. This is the Ohio News Network.
In Ohio, public education matters, and every day Ohio's public school educators use their united voice to call for the supports and resources our public schools need so every child can thrive. No exceptions. I'm Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing, and on behalf of our nearly 120,000 members, OEA is proud to sponsor tonight's game because great public schools are a winning playbook for Ohio, and Ohio is stronger when we stand together to cheer for our students' success.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
This is ONN.
I'm Eric Reeser. Dave Papura is my guest. He covers Central Ohio sports at the Columbus Dispatch. Dave, we talk about, some great teams locally. Obviously, there's plenty of great players throughout the Central Ohio area. As Westerville South's Ariana Cradle, a finalist for Miss Basketball in 2025. Is there a chance you see her repeat as a finalist in 2026, or a couple other players that we should be keeping an eye out for as we kind of get into the latter parts of the winter sports season?
I would think she should be a finalist. Now, she is at Spire Academy now, but she's still playing very well from what I understand. She should be in that conversation, I would think. I would be very surprised if Whitney Stafford, the point guard from Olentangy, who is committed to Kent State, is not in that conversation. Usually each district gets one. You might have two, so I would think she has a good shot to be our representative. And that's not to, Sydney Mobley, her former teammate at Olentangy, who's now a big woman, also could be there. I mean, if we get two girls from Central Ohio, I would assume that they are probably the top two on the list, at least as of this point. As far as the boys, it's a tough call because we had so many good seniors graduate. I'm not sure that we have a front runner for Mr. Basketball at this point in time, unless I'm overlooking somebody glaringly obvious, which certainly is possible. But I just don't, nobody stands out to me like Stafford and Mobley do on the girls' side.
And Dave, for Ariana Cradle moving from Westerville South to Spire Academy, it's kind of similar situation with a player out of Upper Arlington, Alex Smith, going to Prolific Prep down in Florida. Just how does something like that happen? And do you see that as a negative for schools in Central Ohio when a player chooses to leave kind of the public schools and go to one of the more prep academy spots?
Oh, absolutely. I think it is. Now, I don't know how much we're going to see of that now because NIL has been approved. I was talking to a reporter from one of our sister papers in Michigan just last week, and he was asking me if I thought that was a reason that we had lost kids like Ariana Cradle, Alex Smith, King Kendrick from Northland in recent years, Cruz McClure, the player from Westerville South, who went to a prep school as well. NIL has something to do with that most of the time. And I think now that it has been approved, maybe we're going to see less of that. Maybe I'm being optimistic. I mean, we all know how the transfer culture is at this point in time. So I hope that it lessens. I'm not going to say that, but I have a feeling that it could certainly be mitigated.
The NIL approval that Dave is referring to is a referendum vote by Ohio High School Athletic Association member schools back in November of 2025 that made name, image, and likeness marketing deals legal for high school students, similar to what you're seeing with college athletes. It's been reported since that members of the Ohio State House plan to introduce legislation that would make NIL illegal for high schoolers. The OHSAA tells me they also expect NIL legislation to be introduced sometime this year. The Ohio legislature is not scheduled to return to session until January 28th, and it's unclear if and when the reported legislation would be introduced. My thanks to Dave Papura for his time. Read Dave's coverage of Central Ohio sports over at dispatch.com. Also give him a follow on social media at DP_dispatch. For the Ohio News Network, I'm Eric Reeser.
We know parenting is a full-time job, and it can be easy to get caught up in everyday life. The Ohio Children's Trust Fund and our partners are here for you because we all need a little help sometimes. We can connect you with essential resources in your community, everything from parenting support to ideas for self-care. For the love of your family, visit octf.ohio.gov/love to find the support you need.
Looking for an incredible deal on a new Ford, Lincoln, or Nissan? Come check out our vastly growing inventory selection and ask us about all the low APR options that are going on right now at Dutro Ford, Lincoln, Nissan.
If a new vehicle isn't in the budget, let us show you a pre-owned alternative that is sure to fit all your needs without breaking the bank. We know with the running from work to practice or games doesn't leave much time for car shopping, so view our full inventory online 24/7 at dutrosauto.com.
Best of luck to all the coaches and players this year. Have a safe and successful season from all of us at Dutro Ford, Lincoln, Nissan.
Well, halftime here, and our halftime score 45-21. Maysville Panthers dominating the New Lexington Panthers 22-15 at the end of one period. And New Lexington kind of hanging around, got the ball to Eli Stevens a bunch in that first period. He had 9 in the first period. Didn't work out so well for him in the second period. He had end up with just 3 in the second, 12 in the first half, but New Lex could only add 6 points in that second period. Well, Maysville, 22 in the first period, added 23 in the second period and got hot outside again. 9 threes in the first half for Maysville. And they got to the line a little bit, but they just started pumping it from long range, and it went in. Bill Kafir along with Brandon Hannes here at halftime. And we've talked off air and on air about how impressive they are. And what would you do? I mean, what defense can you try to run to stop Maysville from getting shots that they can knock down?
I mean, you'd have to be a very long, athletic team to play the zone on them. But at the same time is, to play man, you have to have 5 guys that can really stick with them, and that's really the challenge. You almost do like a man-zone mix, and most high school kids don't know how to run that.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup for them. And Stevens has had some success in the first half for New Lexington, but hadn't been able to respond to Jordan Watson, who has 16. He's knocked down a couple of threes. Landon Iden getting the start tonight. Knocked down 3 threes in the first quarter. He's got 13 at halftime, 16 for Watson, 10 for Gavin Ferguson, who got hot in the second period. Gator Nichols, averaging 23 a night, has 3. Hadn't taken a lot of shots, knocked down a 3, took a couple more, but he's been the straw that stirs the drink tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's just kind of going on the other guys, feeding them when they're open. And, he knows when he can get his points, and I'm sure coming out of the third quarter, if he wants to get some, he will. But that's the thing that makes Maysville so dangerous is even with good defense on Gator, he's finding guys open, and they're making the shots. And if they're doing that, it's just very frustrating from the opposing coach's side because what else can you do?
New Lexington got 3 points apiece from Toth Ratliff and Sam Baruch off the bench, but Stevens has been their go-to guy, and if they can get him isolated, he's had some success, but he's only one guy, and you're just like 1-on-5. I don't know if there's a way maybe New Lexington can sneak a couple of extra guys out defensively. That might have a chance, but I'm not sure that would work either.
I was going to say, I think even if they had 7 or 8 guys out there, it would be very, very tough for them to slow down Maysville. That's just how efficient Maysville is. I mean, and they're double teaming Eli. They gave him the first quarter, and I don't think they really did a lot of double teams on him. But in that second quarter, they made him get the ball up, or if he did get the ball down there, he had 2 guys in his face, and he just had to take a very tough shot. And so, that's what Maysville does well on the defensive end is they can take away your best player, and that's what they've done tonight for New Lex, even after Eli Stevens' big first quarter.
You're listening and watching high school basketball tonight on NASH Icon 107.9 and 98.5, and watching live on YRPtv. Second half just about ready to come up here. I want to thank our sponsors tonight, Abel's Electric Heating and AC, Dutro Ford Lincoln Nissan, Absolute One Window Tinting, Shriver's Pharmacy, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Doane Ford, West 40 Auto Sales, and Bicon Services. Starters back on the floor for Maysville, leading 45-21. Nichols, Ferguson, Iraq, along with Watson and Iden. 45 first half points. Before you know it, it'll be a running clock and sub time. New Lexington starters out as well. Toth, Ratliff, Gardner, Stenson, and Stevens. Ratliff out on top to Stevens. Rock putting hands on him. That's a physical matchup between those two. And defense, Iden comes up with the steal from Ratliff. Puts it on the floor, trying to work his way in. Two-hand check, not called, and steal going the other way. Inside to Gardner. Not against Rock. He said, I'm a freshman, but I ain't going to do that.
Yeah, he turned around fast there.
Stenson all the way to the hoop. That ball blocked and knocked out of bounds. It will stay with New Lexington. Stenson, looking to see if there should have been a whistle there, but pretty good defense.
Yep, and they've let them play pretty good tonight, so they're not going to give it too much unless they probably hear a big slap.
Stenson in the corner. Out on top to Stevens on the wing, trying to bang his way inside against Rock. Just uses his body, spins it up, and lays it in. A little bit of English on that ball and a lot of body inside.
Yeah, I mean, Eli's a heck of an athlete. I mean, that's why teams are looking at him on the offensive line, but he has a lot of touch on the basketball court, too.
Rock outside. Now to Nichols against Ratliff. Off the dribble penetration, spins in the paint, goes up underneath. Left it short. Stevens will clear the glass. Ratliff off the dribble penetrates. Got it out on the wing to Gardner, but he couldn't work his way any closer. Now Stevens will just slash his way to the hoop again, and we'll head to the line. He kind of wrapped around and got a little away with a little bit of a foul on the offensive side there, but got to the hoop, and he'll go to the line.
I think as much as they body him tonight, you've got to give him a little bit the other way, too.
You got to flop pretty good to get that call. Eli's first free throw of the night, short of the mark. 62% free throw shooter. 42% outside the arc. We've seen him make a couple of threes tonight and cannot connect on either one of those free throws. Watson out ahead. Ferguson lost the handle going to the hoop. Feeds it to the corner out on top. Nichols passes up the three. Double clutches into paint, spins it up and in. That's his second basket of the night. 47-23. Nulex back into a double team. Ratliff handles that, pulls up for three. Just grazes that front rim, and Nichols will pull it out of there and push the other way. 6-minute mark. Left side, three. Bangs around a couple of times. Rebound, stick back by Rock. 49-23. Ratliff through the double team. Back out on top, Eli Stevens. Picked it up a little quick, goes to Ratliff, his three, off the mark. Rebound, Watson got it, saves it inbounds. Rock hands off to Ferguson, and here we go again, down the lane. Spin in the paint to the left hand, good. Layup, layup, layup now.
Ferguson.
His 12th. Ratliff, double on the left side. Tried to bang it off a defender. Heads up play by Watson to let it go past him. Iden. Back to Watson, open for three. Can't get it to go. Nobody went after it, so Ferguson will pick it up, keep it alive, skips it over to Nichols. Three from the right corner. Cha-ching. He had all day to look at that. And a timeout taken on the floor. Gator Nichols with an Allen Hunter State Farm three, and another Zemba timeout here. We'll take it as well. You're listening to high school basketball on NASH Icon and watching on YRPtv. Back after this.
When life feels heavy, you shouldn't have to wait for help. At Allwell's Walk In Now, Guernsey County's behavioral health urgent care, support is ready right when you are. No appointments, no hassle. Just walk into our office at 831 Wheeling Avenue in Cambridge, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and get fast, compassionate care. Allwell's Walk In Now, because the best time to feel better is now. Be well, stay well, all well.
High school 54-23, your Southeastern Ohio Credit Union scoreboard update. And Maysville they lull you to sleep a little bit. They start you up by driving to the hoop, and you get three layups and then a kick out and a knockdown three, and you look up and boom. Just like that, you're way behind.
Yes, I mean, 35 is the running clock. I mean, we're not that far away at this point, but they're just, like I said off air, they're just so efficient. I mean, they're 20 of 33 from the field right now. You know, they're 10 of 22 behind the arc. I mean, how do you stop a high school team that's doing that?
Like you said, you have to have a great size, some length there to force them off their comfort spots, and quickness, too, to stay with them. They beat you either off the dribble or knocking it in. And more full court pressure, and that's been very effective tonight. Gardner across the timeline. Works against one of the big guys and finds inside to Stevens. He can't bang his way to the hoop this time. Back to Gardner in the corner. Can't rattle that three in. And Watson with yet another rebound. He's got to probably have double digits tonight. Ferguson down the lane. Kick out. Watson top of the key. He'll take it all the way in. Scoop it up and good. His 18th point. And again, another layup. You come out and defend the three, and you give him the drive to the hoop. Gardner hands it off to Stevens. They'll trap him in the left corner. Skips it across. Stinson down the lane. Kick out. And Toth's shot blocked by Watson. He'll save it back inbound to Nichols. Behind the back and across the timeline. Top of the key. Steps into the three. Cha-ching. second of the quarter. And now he's got 10. And it's 59-23. Ratliff to Gardner. Iden steps on him. Back to Ratliff, trying to split defenders. Goes to the baseline. Put it up, and we'll head to the line. Say there was some contact there. And call Iden for the foul, his second of the night. Second on Maysville in the period. Ratliff's first free throw attempts. Zips the first one in, 71% on the season at the line. Is Lane. Clock will take a seat. Pickrell back in. Second one good. 2:50 and counting. 59-25. Nichols, well outside the arc again, goes to the basket, lost the handle, and out of bounds, touch last by New Lex. Roop will check back in, give Stevens a break. See if he gets more in a minute this time. Running clock here in the third period. Lob inside. Iden will take it right to the hoop and get the lay-in.
Goal line, Iden.
His first bucket of the second half gives him 15. Ratliff off the high pick, left side. Stinson will take the deep three. Hits off the ring, chased down by Gardner, but he stepped out of bounds. That Gardner, the young guy, 5'8" freshman, he's impressed me a little bit with his quickness and ball smarts.
He's probably a guy they're going to have to build around in the future here. I mean, obviously Eli, and Lane will be back, but they got some players. They just got to find their rhythm.
Ferguson for three. Off the mark. Roop will chase down the rebound. Out ahead now Stinson. Across the half-court stripe. Picked it up. Trying to feed Ratliff down the lane. Stolen away by Gator Nichols. He'll bring it the other way. Hangs in the paint. Can't get it to go. Rebound. Kept alive by Pickrell, and then a foul called on that rebound, and it's going to be against Ratliff, his second.
Foul's on New Lexington. Score. Lane Ratliff.
Toth will step out. Whidden back in for New Lex. 60 seconds on the clock. Inbounded to Watson. He tried to wrap around. The rebound put back up and in by Ferguson. And even when you stop them, they got somebody in the right place at the right time.
sure seems like it. I mean, they know where to be at, and when they're doing that, it's just even that much more frustrating.
42 and counting, 63-25. New Lex. One field goal in the period. Roop will put one up from 15. That one no good. Rebound by Iden. Had it tapped out of his hand. Ratliff will get it up ahead to Stinson. That ball knocked away, and Nichols will pull it down. Trying to cross over, and the freshman picked his pocket, takes it in, and we'll head to the line. Gator Nichols picks up the foul. Hey, little freshman just took it away from him on the crossover.
He'll have that memory for a long time.
I'm sure his teammates will point it out to him in film time. As Gardner head to the line, will shoot two. Has not scored yet tonight. We'll get a couple here at the end of the period. Knocks the first one in. Second one is up and good. That'll bring us to the end of the third period. 63-27. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
At Village Hardware and Rental in Barnesville, we've got everything you need for homeowner, contractor, and commercial jobs. From trusted Milwaukee tools and everyday hardware to pro-grade Valspar paint, trusted color you can count on. Plus, we offer paint mixing, key cutting, special orders, and commercial services too. And now, introducing our officially open firearms and ammo department. Fully stocked, trusted, and convenient. Whether you're working, improving, or protecting, Village Hardware and Rental is your one-stop shop. Drop by at 265 South Chestnut Street, Barnesville. Village Hardware and Rental. We make it easy to build the world around you.
Back at Maysville High School, fourth quarter just about to get underway. Running clock here as Maysville's jumped out on top 63-27. An 18-6 third period advantage and got that clock moving, Brandon, and never looking back now. Just defensively, they're smothering New Lexington, and on offense, they're getting to the hoop and knocking it down from outside. Although they didn't make 4 or 5 threes in that period, they did hit another couple.
Yeah, I was going to say, New Lex had 6 field goals in the first quarter. They've had 3 since. That's just what that defense done. And New Lex had 3 turnovers in the first quarter. They had 7 in the second. They had 4 in the third. So they're not only were they not making shots, they were turning the ball over, and that just feeds right into what Maysville wants to do.
Ferguson will take the inbounds pass out on top. Iden. Nichols. Back to Iden. Make deep three. Iden hadn't been able to launch one of those in a while. Didn't get it to go. Rebound kept alive and pulled out of there by Roop. And Maysville just continues to pressure the ball even off of misses. Gardner cut off on the baseline. Back out on top. Ratliff pulls up for the 3 on the left wing. Cha-ching. And Ratliff hit one early. That's his first since the first period. 63-30. Nichols will hesitation move down the lane. Ball off his leg and out of bounds. And was some good contact before that happened too, but as we've said tonight, the officials letting them play like it's postseason.
It's been a very physical game, but I think from New Lexington's standpoint, or in Maysville too, you have to get used to that because that's what the next few weeks are going to be like. So, especially for Maysville with a long run, they're going to see a lot of physicality the rest of the way.
Maysville going to the bench. Alex Ray in the game along with Llewellyn. Ratliff off the high pick to the right side. Whidden on the post feed to Roop. Offline, stolen away by Ray. He tried to get the outlet to Nichols and couldn't catch up to it. Stenson the other way. Over to Ratliff. Running clock at 6:17, 63-30. Maysville on top. Ratliff pull up 3 way outside and rebound. Controlled by Maysville and over the back was Roop. His first. And now Stevens will check back in, and him and Roop will be in there together. 5:45. Watson, top of the key against Stevens. Little hesitation, kicks it to the corner. 3 ball off the mark by Nichols. He'll chase down his own rebound, kick it out to Ray. He'll take the open 3 left corner. Good box out that time by Whidden. And New Lex will control it. Maysville will pull off the heat. Leading by 33. Ratliff off the pick on the left wing. Gardner feeds down low. Stevens through a triple team. Unable to get that one over the rim. And Llewellyn controlled the rebound out ahead to Ray. Kick out back to the top and Watson. He'll take a deep 3. Cha-ching. I think he might have been standing on the M. His third 3 of the night. He's got 21 to lead all scorers. Ratliff down the lane. Kick out to the corner. Gardner with Nichols on him. Tried to reach in and get the steal. Gardner will hang on to it. Back to Ratliff in the left corner. Stevens looked at the 3, and now he'll just bull his way down the lane. They'll call the jump ball. And the arrow favors New Lexington, and that'll get a couple more subs in the game. Cutler Carnes, 5'10" junior, checks in along with Larimer.
Also, Larmer returning for
All
the
subs in the
Panthers.
game for Maysville at this point. Roop out on top. Left side, Ratliff off the pick. Pull up jumper. Off the mark. Rebound, saved in bounds by Maysville and then lost by Ratliff on the save. So back to the Maysville Panthers with a running clock at 3:50, leading 66-30. Down the lane. Kick out. Larimer, foot on the line. Long jumper off the mark. Ratliff high for the rebound. Over to Stevens. If you were making popcorn for the second half, you better hurry because it's about over. Ratliff, deep three, left side.
I think it'll be free food here pretty soon.
Chased down by Carnes. Up ahead now, Llewellyn. Around the outside, and they'll call that foul. More on the slip than the hands on, but Toth picks up his second. Second on the team with under 3 to play. Neely steps back in. Stevens heads to the bench with 14 points on the night. About his average. Maysville works it around the outside. Top of the key. Carnes will take the deep three. That one off the back of the rim and into the hands of Roop. Over to Ratliff, right side. Feed inside to Roop into a double team. Back out on top. Whidden in the paint. Turnaround jumper from about 10. No good. Toth will get it back. His shot rejected. Carnes got a piece of it. And I'm going to say that he stepped on the end line. Back to New Lex. So trying to feed it inside to Neely and stolen away by Maysville. Llewellyn down the lane and knocked out of his hand on the way to the hoop. A lot of guys with hands on hips out there.
Yeah, I was going to say it's.
If you and I would be there, we would be one of them.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Maysville just like that fast pace, and it wears you out faster than you think.
Stolen away by Toth. Larimer trying to back his way in. Double team got him that time. Out on top, Ratliff. Off the dribble, penetrates to the left baseline. Feeds it over to Toth. Can't get the shot up. Wouldn't. Puts up the baseline jumper. Got his own miss. Back to Roop down the lane. Tried to feed it over to Neely. Kicked out of bounds, and we're under a minute to play. Ratliff on the trigger, baseline right side. Out on top, Whidden. Over to Toth. Off the dribble. Nobody there. Picked up his dribble over to Neely. He'll go to the hoop. Puts the shot up and over top of the hoop. Into the hands of Llewellyn with 30 on the clock. Maysville works the outside here. They don't need to shoot it, but hey, second teamers want to shoot it maybe even more so than the opening guys, right?
They want to get on the board here, but maybe Brownie's told them just to call off the dogs and dribble it out.
Pull it up. Ray with it, 6 on the clock. They'll hold it for the final tick, and that'll do it. 66-30. Maysville picks up win number 17 and the second of the year against New Lexington. 17-1 now for the Maysville Panthers. New Lexington will drop to 3-15. Final score again tonight from Maysville High School, 66-30. Final score. Stay tuned. Our post-game wrap-up coming up. We'll get our player of the game, go through our stats, scoring, and more. You're listening to high school basketball on NASH Icon 107.9 98, plus streaming live on YRPtv. Back with more right after this.
If your hair could talk, it would probably say, "Thanks for saving time on a great haircut at Great Clips. You used online check-in to put your name on the list in the app and made it to the salon right on time, thanks to getting a Ready Next text." Your hair would also like to add, "This cut rules." And the price? A very close second. For a great haircut that fits your schedule and your budget, take it from your hair. Take yourself to Great Clips. Download the app today.
Looking for adventure? Check out the 2022 Ford Bronco 4-door Badlands at Doane Ford. This rugged ride is built to take you anywhere with just 18,000 miles and a soft top perfect for open-air freedom. Equipped for both off-road thrills and everyday comfort, this Bronco is ready for whatever the road brings. Don't wait. Vehicles like this don't stay long. Visit Doane Ford today and take the 2022 Bronco Badlands for a spin. Your next adventure starts here.
Shriver's Pharmacy is a proud supporter of Ohio high school sports, wishing all area athletes, coaches, and parents a healthy and successful season. When you play, play with heart. Local and independent since 1979. Shriver's Pharmacy, because we care.
Honestly, we've all been there. That place where it's past anxiety, past focus, where even reaching out to your closest friend feels too hard. I'm Crystal Reynolds with Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions. We understand how fast those feelings can take over, especially with the stress of work, family, and life. That's why we've opened a mental health urgent care clinic in Cambridge, Ohio, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. No appointment needed. Just walk in. Come in today. Feel better today. Call us, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Mental Health Urgent Care.
Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a proud supporter of high school basketball. Contact one of the 42 agencies writing for Patrons Buckeye for a quote from your local insurance company covering Ohio. Whether you need coverage for your home, mobile home, seasonal home, garage, farm equipment, Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is located in Caldwell, Ohio, and can help. Visit our website at patronsbuckeye.com.
Back at Maysville High School, Bill Kafuri, Brandon Hanna's here, wrapping up another Maysville victory tonight, 66-30 over New Lexington. Maysville now 17-1 on the season, 13-0 in league play. New Lexington dropped to 3-15, 0-13, and the first quarter pretty competitive. New Lex jumps out. I think they had a 4-point lead at one point, but then Landon Iden stepped up and bam, 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 a trio of three-pointers in that opening period. He and Jordan Watson had their way in the first half, and by the end of the period, Maysville was in control, 22-15 at the end of one. It was 45-21 at halftime, and New Lexington would only add 9 points in the second half, as Maysville 18 in the third period. Both teams would add just 3 in that fourth quarter as a running clock shortened the game a bit, and subs got in and ran up and down. They didn't do much more than just run up and down, but that's how it ended up. 66-30 the final score. And Maysville with the sweep this year of New Lexington. They shot the ball well. We talked a little bit earlier how they shot the ball, Maysville early, and even New Lexington early in the game shot it well, but turnovers kind of the undoing for them as the game wore on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, New Lex had 3 turnovers in that first quarter. They finished with 17 for the night. So, that helped Maysville kind of get that transition game going. And like we said, New Lex was 6 of 13 from the field in the first quarter. They finished the game 10 of 40. So, they only had 4 field goals in the last 3 quarters, which I'm sure, Coach Brown will point out the increase in defensive intensity there after that first quarter where New Lex got 15 points on them. But, I mean, that's the thing with Maysville. They're just so efficient. I mean, even with the subs there in the fourth quarter, they still finished 25 of 46 from the field, 8 of 20 on threes. I mean, they had 11 turnovers, but, they had 4 in the first quarter, and then they really cleaned it up after that. So it was almost kind of, New Lex went one way with Maysville's defensive pressure, and then Maysville cleaned it up and got focused on the offensive end, and that's how we ended up with where we did.
Final score is 66-30. Individual scoring tonight for New Lexington. They got 14 out of Eli Stevens. That's just a hair above his normal average. He did hit a couple of threes on the night, but other than that, not a lot of help. Lane Ratliff, who averages 11, ended up with 8, a couple of threes for him, 2 for 2 at the line. Tanner Toth with 3. 2 points for Hudson Gardner, 3 for Sam Roop off the bench, but that ended up doing it. 4 threes for the New Lexington Panthers. They went 6 of 11 at the foul line. For the Maysville Panthers, 4 guys in double digits, led by Jordan Watson's 21. Iden finished with 15-14 for Gavin Ferguson, and 10 for Gator Nichols. Just had 3 at halftime, but he had a big third period. Came out and knocked down a couple of threes, but they got 5 more from Cade Rock, who just had to do the dirty work and try to slow Eli Stevens down tonight a little bit, and that was the task as the officials let him play. And Stevens is a pretty big guy. He banged his way to the basket several times there. Nobody really got in foul trouble, but it was a pretty physical game, I thought.
Yeah, they let him play tonight. I mean, and that's like what we said several times. I mean, that's what tournament basketball usually is. They let you play. They let you do a little more hand checking, be more physical. And I think that's, they set that tone early. They didn't call a lot of fouls in that first quarter. They let the guys play, and that's how, Maysville likes it. And, New Lex, answered the bell. They tried to do what they could, and, especially Eli, he gets running downhill. No one's going to stop him. But,
Maysville knocked out 11 threes. I think they made more than they missed.
Yeah, I mean, they shot like 50%. I mean, 11 of 21.
Wow.
When you're that efficient from 3, and that's what their calling card is. I mean, they don't take bad threes. They are open on a driving kick, and even if, you're slow to the rotation, the next guy's open if you do rotate. And I think that's what makes them so hard to defend, is because all 5 guys on the floor can shoot the 3. They can make it, and if you're a step slow, you're a step early, the next guy's open, he's going to knock it down.
4 or 5 at the line as a team, all of those credited to Jordan Watson tonight. Knocking down all 4 of the free throws there made for Maysville as they extend their win streak here. After a first game loss of the season, they've rattled off 17 in a row. And, we were talking a little bit before the game, as we're at that point in the year, I believe that this Sunday, tournament draw?
I think the girls are this Sunday and the boys are next.
Next Sunday.
Yeah, there's an extra week in the calendar now, so yeah. But still very close. I mean, you don't have a couple more games to add to that total. But
don't see much change in between now and then. Maysville leading the region in their division, and probably going to end up with the first seed, and everybody else going to go to the other bracket that they can squeeze in there and stay away from them.
I think that, the other side, I mean, what it was, the Jungland was second, Cambridge third. Yeah. I mean, if anyone jumps in their side before the 7-8 seed, it's only because they think they can get to the district final, because they're going to have an easy path too, because a lot of the other teams will jump to the other side. But that's the thing, when you know what Maysville is. Not very many teams are going to be in that side, because you kind of know what the end result is. I mean, that's the tough thing about it, and it's tough for high school players to really get up. I mean, you get to play the defending state champs, but it could be done at halftime too.
A lot of Allen Hunter State Farm threes tonight for the Maysville Panthers, 11 there. Free throws, not a lot, but all of those brought to you by Kemp Insurance Agency tonight, and neither team used their full allotment of Zemba timeouts. Final score brought to you by Southeastern Ohio Credit Union, 66-30. Maysville with the W tonight. We want to thank all of our sponsors who help bring you all the action tonight on your favorite ABC stations. Tonight, NASH Icon. Doan Ford, Village Hardware and Rental, West 40 Auto Sales, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Patrons Buckeye, Mutual Insurance, Abel's Electric Heating and AC, All Well Behavioral Health Services, Dutro Ford Lincoln Nissan, Absolute One Window Tinting, Shriver's Pharmacy, Great Clips, Bicon Service, and Ohio Children's Trust Fund. Time for our Lock 9. Pizza, player of the game for the Maysville Panthers tonight. Congratulations to the player of the game, Landon Iden. 15 points out of the chute quick. 11 first quarter points, and even though things were a little bit shaky early for Maysville, he was able to get them on top, and they never looked back after that.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of that guy that just sits behind Gator and Jordan. And tonight, when those two guys weren't getting it going early, Landon did, and kind of gave them that breathing room they need to really kind of play their game after that.
Thank you to our guys tonight here. Sam running the board for us and calling all the shots, producing things for us, and Lynn on camera. She did a great job. Once again, Brandon, thanks for coming out to another youth basketball practice and helping us out here tonight. I'm sure that was a lot of fun.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I was going to say, I hadn't got to see Maysville this year, so it's nice to be able to see them and know what they can do. But, I think for New Lex, the good thing for them is a lot of those guys are younger, and maybe this might just be that blip on the Jeremy Dewar record there, and next year they'll be better. But it's just a tough out for everybody right now when you're playing Maysville. It doesn't matter what you got on the court.
Maysville with a win tonight at home, 66-30 over New Lex. For the entire ABC Sports team, I'm Bill Kafuri. Till next time, good night, everyone.
You've been listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 NASH Icon. High school basketball is a presentation of AVC Sports.